Welcome to RomWills Money Matters. Basic business ideas that people always need. Now, I'm always throwing out businesses, but I just wanted to do just one more, and I'll probably do this again, of businesses that people are always going to need. Something for anybody who's watching to always thinking about. And really, I'm just going to lay it in three different areas. The first one is food. People are always going to eat. That's why you will see people who will start restaurants and they will do well. They will do well right away. But like I said in a video before, the only key ingredient that you really need for a restaurant is your food is good. But people are going to eat it. People will come back. If you have good food, people are going to come back for it. Now, when I say food, that could be anything. That could be anything from like a fancy restaurant, a certain style of food. It could be desserts. In my area, there are a couple places, all they sell is desserts. One place just sells cupcakes. The other place sells cakes. And people keep coming back. People are always in line for it. In fact, one of the cupcake places, they were actually on the Food Network. People will always come. I don't care. You could be in a poor neighborhood. If you go into poor neighborhoods, one of the things that's been complained about, you will have people from other countries who will come to those neighborhoods. And what do? They start food businesses. Indeed, I remember when I was living in Arlington, Virginia, decades ago, and there were not one, but two Ethiopian places right next door to each other, and both of them were crowded. Because think about something. When people come from other countries, one of the things they bring with them, the first thing they bring with them is their food. Food is culture. Food is important. If you have any type of food that you can make real well, you can make money. I've talked several times about the guy with the chicken wing place. And I said how he started. He would just deliver chicken wings to different restaurants. I mean, not different restaurants, sorry, different barber shops. Heck, you might have some people delivering food to restaurants. You can always make money that way. You can always make money. It's a basic thing that people are always going to need. The first thing is food. The second thing is clothing. Like I've talked before a couple times about how the t-shirt market is oversaturated, but people will still buy different types of t-shirts. People are going to still buy clothes. I don't care. And you have major clothing stores that are closing, but still people will buy it. It's just a question of where they're going to buy it from. They're going to buy it though. They're going to buy shirts. They're going to buy pants. If they're women, shirts, pants, skirts, dresses. Shoot, you have some guys out there might be throwing on a dress, but that's another conversation. But clothing, people can't walk out there butt naked. Even this lady I knew, and she worked at one of the mini gyms that I worked at. She did not like wearing clothes at all. She would just wear a top like a swim top and some very, very short pants. And that was her all the time. But those are still clothes. Now, during the winter, she did wear a heavy coat over it. But those are still clothes. People still have to wear them. You just need a great design, something that will hold up, or something that looks good. At first, I just said something that will hold up, but let's just be real. There's a lot of clothes out here that people sell that don't hold up, that do not hold up, but people sell them anyway, maybe because of the price, and they could be cheaply made, but if you really pay attention, every single person out here is wearing clothes. If they walking around butt naked, they could have some problems. But if you have a business that has some clothing designs, you can make money. I remember meeting a gentleman a couple decades ago, and he said he was just living off of clothing designs. Indeed, when I had my sportswear place, well, not place, but clothing, I had a line of sportswear for a second. Just couldn't stick with it. I was doing too many other things, and I hadn't done the real research onto what I needed to do to keep it going. And that's why I always say research stuff. But even Rom had a sports clothing line. And I had it in a few stores. I had it in a few stores. And I had it in a few places where the gentlemen, the young men, own the store. That's very important. That's very important. People are always going to buy clothes. You just have to have something. People will have a bunch of t-shirt designs, everything. You just have to have a design that people like. And whatever the case, people are going to buy it. And like I said, I knew plenty of young men who had clothing places of all types. And then the last thing is shelter. Shelter. Indeed, I forgot, I think it was Andrew Carnegie who said 90% of millionaires make their money through real estate. Real estate. Real estate is always important. That's why you will get some people, they might buy like a 4-unit apartment building. They were making money. I knew two young ladies who both had 4-unit apartment buildings. They would live in one and rent out the other 3. That's always good. Or if you have a commercial place. My grandmother, may she rest in peace, I remember out in Southeast DC when we were living there. Me, my mother and sister, my grandmother owned a big house. She owned a big house. Me, my mother and sister lived in the upper part. In the bottom part, my grandmother had, she rented it out to a tax office. That's shelter. That's still shelter. People, every person needs some place to lay their head. And yes, you got plenty of homeless people out there, and that's something else too, because even they need a place to lay their head. If you're a person that sells tents, you might design tents. You can make some money. And indeed, I've seen some stories about people who design like little tiny houses for homeless people to live in. Every single person needs a place to lay their head. And that's always a good business. That's always a good business. So you want to always look at those things that I mentioned. Anything in those areas are very basic. People are always going to need it. People are always going to need something to eat. I don't care what type of program they on, what type of fasting they doing. They have to eat at some point. People have to wear clothes. Legally, people can't walk around out here butt naked. And then people need some place to lay their head. If you get something in one of those 3 areas, you'll do decently. I'm not gonna say you're gonna be a millionaire, but you will do decently. And it's something to consider. Something to consider. Consider how well you can cook, or maybe design clothes, or how you can get into real estate. I want you to think about that. All right. So anyway, that's all I have for today. You know the deal. Let's go make that money.